absolutely insane and dark. That's huge coming from StarWars.com.
There's much dialogue going on between them.
And then the sequel is
Fail like Anakin failed.
About any of the divide.
Twitter. Say stupid shit.
Okay, Boomer.
Hello, friends and good company. Welcome back. I know it's been a long time since I've seen you guys, but boy, do we have some stuff to talk about tonight. I've got some old friends here, the Matt Cave and Star Wars Obsession. How you doing, my friends?
Hello there. I can't believe how shaggy my beard was in that clip.
Nicky coming in with the positivity right off the bat. You're streaming during House of the Dragon L. So the cool thing is that they actually run that show where you can watch it whenever you want to. So when I get done here, I'm going to watch it. I have been loving House of the Dragon.
I guess if you actually have HBO as like part of your package for streaming, I guess it is a live thing. So yeah, she's right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
I don't say that very much. So you should clip that shit.
You know, and you know, I'm sure somebody will be very disappointed in me, but I have yet to watch a single minute of that show.
Oh, you got to get on it.
Yeah, I got to jump on it. I got to binge.
You got to get on it.
Yeah, but they did a really good job because you don't need to see its predecessor to enjoy it.
Which
is true.
Good. That's a good thing to hear because it's supposed to be prequel, so it's
yeah, that would make a whole lot of sense. T.
Like,
Davidson, what's up, my brother? How you doing? Devil Actual, how are you? Ronnie, per usual, screaming in the chat. Good to see you. Nathan Emmert, my good friend. It's so good to see all you guys. I missed you. I missed all of you, and I'm happy to have you back.
Bad for you. You were in paradise.
You were.
You went to Disney, you went to a bunch of parks, and then you went to paradise. I don't feel bad for you missing us. I'm sorry.
You shouldn't feel bad for me missing y'all. I just feel bad for leaving everybody. That's what I feel bad.
You went to paradise. I don't feel bad for us either.
He's chilling in paradise. Got his beautiful lady with him. He's just living it up.
Right?
He's all over the place. Man, this dude.
Anyway. So the reason I gathered the council today is to talk about a little Star Wars show that came out called Andor. Now, we've been talking about this stuff for a hot minute. I was very nervous. I put my neck out on the line and I said, hey, this show is going to slap. And I said it from the moment I heard what it was going to be. I said, the show is going to slap. It's going to be good. You just bide your time. And then we went through Book of Boba Fett and we went through Kenobi, which I don't know if you guys know, I wasn't a huge fan of. Not a big fan of those shows.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that news. Is that breaking news? Do I got to start another stream?
Oh, we could be breaking news.
I wasn't really a big fan of those shows. And I remain strong saying, trust me, Andor is going to slap. And then the show came out. And the verdict for everybody that's been waiting, I fucking love it. I love it. Damn it, I love it. Everything that I wanted from a damn Star Wars show, finally, holy shit, they got their stuff together and they figured out 85% of what I wanted. I'm very happy.
It's not really the consensus around the water cooler.
And that's the very interesting aspect, right?
There's a lot of dislike of the show. There's a lot of conversations going on about it's not Star Wars. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. The music doesn't feel like Star Wars.
That's a problem for me.
Is not there. It's funny.
Before we dive into all this shit, really quick, Star Wars guys, Paul, it's so good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much for the $4.99. I love you.
Thank you.
Think about the children, all right? Think about the children.
The slap.
Think about the children, for the love of God.
Man, you're gonna wear me out.
Did you see what Andrew
donated $666?
This is one of my one of my real life friends. I know he only did that because, well, he's kind of an asshole. But thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Damn it! I'm not doing it 3 times.
Don't
Thank
wear
you,
out his
Andrew.
handle already.
Wear out the handle.
We have a date for some Rocket League later, so we can't go too long tonight. But anyways, so yeah, let's talk about Andor a little bit.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's a slow burn, right? This is
How many fucking shows are we gonna hear Star Wars Obsession say it's a slow burn? You know what? This is the first one where I'm like, yeah,
it's a slow burn, dude. I mean, that's a lot of people are upset that they didn't get the action in the first 5 seconds of the show, but you did. It was really awesome to watch a character. Okay, here's what we got in the first minute of the show. We were in a brothel, and he killed some people in the street in cold blood.
I mean, it's like Nevada.
It was
all
rad.
in like the first 5 minutes of the episode.
Dude,
we
I
got
thought
a whorehouse.
we were in Reno
Somebody
for a minute.
shot dead. Yeah, I was like, man,
Is that downtown Reno? It looks like downtown Reno.
I think it's it's so different from any other Star Wars, even Rogue One. And I think that's why I like it so much, because I want that spy espionage, lower levels, gritty, like just kind of dark tone. And I feel like we're getting that, especially in these first 3 episodes. Though I will say, I think as we get into the 4th and 5th episodes, we're going to head into the classic Star Wars feel when we start to get the Senate and when we get into kind of more familiar territory. But for now, though, I'm really loving this world I haven't seen before in this. Like, it feels like what we would have had in what was that game that got canceled? 1313?
Right. So yeah, my whole kind of take on this is a lot of people are upset that the pacing is too slow right now. But the thing that I love about this, and I was making fun of you, Obsession, where you said it's a slow burn. The other shows where they, it's like it's a slow burn, they're setting a bunch of shit up. What happened in Book of Boba Fett? They set up a bunch of shit and then nothing happened with it, right? This is going to pay off because we have Tony Gilroy actually writing this stuff. I know it's going to pay off.
Well, and it's so
going
funny.
to pay off.
But it's so funny. Everybody was so upset that Tony Gilroy was writing because he said he didn't really like Star Wars, right? Or he wasn't that into Star Wars. So everybody was like, "Oh my, we need." Oh, hold on, I got to give you my new voice for the whiny.
Oh, here it comes.
We need people that understand Star Wars, that are real fans.
That's my new fans complaining voice.
What the fuck?
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, this guy was kind of given a lot of grief because he had openly said, "I'm not a big fan. I really don't, I'm not into the deep lore." And everybody else was like, "Cool, you wrote Bourne. Like, you did the Bourne stuff. Those are really, really gritty movies." And that's kind of what I expected from the show, was the grit. And we got it so far in the first. I mean, he's a thief. He was kidnapped. He's abducted. Like, there's so much messed
Well, and that's
up
the thing.
stuff.
Right off the bat, the first thing they did was they had Cassian Andor shoot a dude out when he didn't want to. He killed the guy in cold blood right off the bat. And I'm like, okay, this
Well, the
is
first guy
what
was an
they said. It was going to
accident.
be a darker show. It is definitely a darker show. And I understand where people are saying, look, the pacing is just bad right now. The pacing is
12
bad. It's not
episodes.
enough.
It's not like it's 6 episodes or 9 episodes like we got before. Like, they can spend a quarter of this giving us the true background of a character, right? From how he was abducted and how he was taken. Because everybody just thought, well, you were just brought up this way. When then they showed us, well, no, he was kind of kidnapped.
Actually,
right?
You know what? Can I just because we got drunk 3PO here, they did blow their own continuity out of the water in like the first episode.
Well, what do you mean?
I've been in
continuity?
that
Hold on.
fight since I was 6 years
So,
old.
okay, so we talked about this for a while, and here's what I've come up with. Number one, we don't know the mining planet, right? We don't know who, like, that was a mining planet that went awry. Notice all of the kids are young. It's like Lord of the Flies.
That was the first
right?
time he left the camp.
No, but what I'm saying is all the leaders are young teenagers. There's no adults on that planet. They're all
that
kids.
was gonna be it was like the Lost Boys kind of weird shit.
Think about them when they passed all those machineries. They were all melted and twisted and really messed up, right? So for me, it feels like these kids have been raising themselves for a while. There was a
maybe
huge
because maybe the Republic came in and fucked everybody up, or the CIS came in and fucked everybody.
Somebody came in, and that's why it's like, well, look, my parents died when I was 6 years old because of this war. I've been doing this for, a long time since that started. That's kind of where I gather that, because it seems like his parents and all of the adults on the planet are dead.
Well, you look like a Gen X to me.
Thank you.
I gotta grow the mustache back, dude. It's getting to the point now where people are making fun of the way I look without a mustache, to the point where
people are making fun of the way you look without a mustache too, so it's okay.
Oh, shit. Now I remember why we don't do this anymore. Okay.
There it is.
There it is. Oh, there she is.
So I had an interesting kind of thought, and Mac, I'm sorry, I'm just like I have so much to say about the show. There's so much crap I want to get out.
Go.
You know what this reminds me of, and it's not tit for tat, and thank God for that. This reminds me a lot of A New Hope, where you have a guy who's part of small time stuff, where you have Luke who's not really doing much. There's a very small beginning to the movie, right? There's a very small beginning to Andor, and then he meets the older, wiser person that says, you have to get on a ship and you got to go with me. And he's like, I don't want to get on the ship. I can't leave. Like, this is where I'm at. Obviously, there's some other stuff going on, but it's very much like that, where you meet the old wizard, and that's his old wizard, and they have to get on a ship and they have to go somewhere. It just kind of reminds me of that. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff from a storytelling standpoint that reminds me of Star Wars. I would say my biggest gripe right now is going to be the music. There are portions where it feels very Star Warsy, and then there are other points where the music comes out and it's like they're doing a drum line. It's like snare drums and cymbals, and it's like Ocean's 11. And I'm like, dude, you got to figure out a direction for the music, because this shit sounds weird.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a goofy moment with that at a point.
When he's walking down the scrapyard and they're playing snare drums and cymbals. Yeah, I didn't like that.
It definitely stood out. It was a little weird. Overall, though, I did like the tone because of the type of show that it is right now. It has me thinking about 007 movies. It has me thinking about Bourne Identity. It has me thinking about games like Metal Gear. Like, it's this, you're thrown into in the middle of the world, and now you kind of have to catch up. And that's what Star Wars was. That's what A New Hope was. It was just like, boom, you're in the middle, catch up and figure out what's going on.
And the best part of this is we haven't seen a single Imperial trooper yet.
Not yet.
Right? Nothing. You've seen not a single Imperial troop, and that's what made this so much better, is that you're in Star Wars, but you're not in Star Wars yet, right? The looming threat is the Empire, right? So that's always like over the shadow of everything else, and then they're operating in this little world that the Empire doesn't give a crap about.
And that's the thing. Okay, so a lot of people said this doesn't feel like Star Wars,
but he's got to come from somewhere. He can't come from.
This is what I like about it, though.
Yeah.
That's what I like, is that this is some mid-rim shithole planet that the Empire doesn't give a fuck about. Excuse my French. And so they're like, we're going to send the ISB over there, whatever. This isn't a place where you're going to have stormtroopers walking around on the streets policing this place. Nobody cares about it. When they pull up the records, they're like, never heard of it. Like,
well, and even the security guys were like, we don't really go down there. Like, we kind of let them govern.
It's like
themselves,
Reno.
Dude, look, here's the thing: is this guy's got to be from somewhere. He's a street rat that doesn't come from anywhere. We only hear his voice, or his name in this little bit of time, right? He's not a character that drives through the whole series. So to have this gritty underdog street rat, we got to figure out where he comes from. Not to mention, this feels like war, right? It has a very warlike feeling, right? And that's what I enjoy about it, is we're finally getting not the space battles, not the war between wizards.
Oh, they better give me that shit.
But We're gonna get it. I'm just saying it's not the immediate thing. We don't open the crawl with a space battle, right?
Yes,
That's
that's a big thing when you think about the openings of, and it's also again why I love it. You think about the opening of every Star Wars, it opens with a bang. It's like, Phantom Menace, you're getting Jedi kicking ass for the first time in live action that we've ever seen. Attack of the Clones, a ship blows up in your face and we think Padme's dead for a moment. Like, it's all this stuff. And then episode 3 probably had the best opening I've ever seen.
Hands down,
yeah,
100%.
It was the worst. It was the absolute worst.
But it's that different feel, and it's interesting. I like the to Anthony's point. I think it's supposed to feel foreign, and that's what I actually wanted, because we all know the Star Wars feel. But the thing about the show is that it's going to get there. It's going to become less foreign.
Yes, that's what I love about this, is that we are, like I said, I cried out. I was like, dude, get away from this, get away from that. Let's move out a little bit from what we know and give me a real human story. And now we're starting a real human story, and people are like, well, it doesn't feel like Star Wars. He's like, dude, you don't know this fucking part of Star Wars. Nobody knows this part of Star Wars. And so what's going to happen is, as this character moves out and starts to see what the grander picture of the Star Wars universe is, they're going to start to bring in more stuff. It might start with one stormtrooper, or it starts with one TIE fighter, and then all of a sudden we get exposed to what the Empire really is and why Cassian Andor wants to fight these people. I mean, he says it in that little exchange. He says, don't you want to fight them for real? Like, right. Let's go on an adventure.
He's Aladdin. He's stealing apples and bananas right now from them, right?
Yeah.
And this dude comes in and he's like, don't you really want to do damage? Like, if you really hate them so much, let's do some damage. For me, it's not about Sith or Jedi or Senate or any of this stuff. It's just about this storytelling is really spot on to what this part of this timeline is. Right. This is right alongside Rebels. And you feel that even though it's a cartoon and it's animated, you feel the Empire is just kicking the little guy nonstop. Right. Just rubbing their face in the dirt, making him eat sand.
One right now, we don't have Anakin Skywalker. We don't have the big, the big heroes that are needed.
My point being is that the Empire is looming and just rubbing everybody's face in it. Everywhere, and you see that in this. They're like, oh, we're in charge, do what we say, and he's like, no, like, I just want to go, leave me alone, bro. And then he's kind of forced into this little by little. He's nudged forward into this. He doesn't really want to, right? He kind of wants to just be a street rat. So this is more of a story about how the oppression of the Empire is so overwhelming right now, and they're so, like he says, fat and happy with themselves. It's that story
they think they have it all figured out,
right? And this is the story of how the rebels get those plans, right? This dude is a big part of how that whole thing panned out. This is a good story without the Skywalkers, without the Jedi Council. This is stuff that people have been wanting for. Get me away from that for a little bit, and they did. And people are like,
Star Wars isn't Star Wars without lightsabers. I'm sorry.
So for me, so what I would say, Jay, when you ask the question, so the best Star Wars is a show without Jedi or Sith. Right now, yes, because of your next comment that I saw in there. If they can't get Obi-Wan right, hard to trust anything. Yeah, I don't think Disney has the formula figured out right now for stories about Jedi and Sith. From what I've seen, from the stuff that I've seen, the shit that they did with Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but Mando.
Yeah, I really don't think so.
Mando,
we got to get back to a point where Jedi and Sith are going to make sense, because
they need to be mystical again, right?
Yeah, that I agree. They need to be mystical, which can happen post sequels. It could get there again because they're back in that realm of being mysteries and fables and myths and stuff.
Yeah, and we only see very, very little of it in The Mandalorian, right? And that's why people like it so much, is because it's there, but it's not. Right now, this is when Kanan's hiding his lightsaber, right? This is when everybody is straight in afraid, right? And that's the underlining tone for me. It's not about where the Jedi are and where the Sith are and what's going on. This is straight oppression. This is the Empire putting their heel down on everybody's throat. And how does a rebellion build from that? How do you get assets? How do you steal from them? This dude knows, right? And we're gonna see him play.
Apparently, you just walk right in.
Well, and he's gonna pair so well with Saul Guerrera. Like Saul is gonna push him into some really messed up places that illustrate why he's so messed up in Rogue One. Like we have to see him go through some really messed up stuff here.
I'm excited for that stuff.
Right?
We're focusing on the first three.
In the first three, so with that guy that shows up, the dude from Thor and Good Will Hunting, I forget his character's name, but a lot of people are assuming. I went there. I dropped the Good Will Hunting reference.
Wait, who are we talking about?
The guy, his contact, the dude that shows up. He's the scientist in Thor.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Scars.
Eric Seltzer.
I have a feeling he's not part of the same sector of the rebellion like you would find Mon Mothma. I think he's more of an extremist like Guerrera.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be so great about this is, we're going to get so many characters we know that they're going to show up, but really seeing the grittiness of the way Saul Guerrera fights a war, like that's something that's a different kind of of fighting than, the nicer part of the rebellion. Like, they don't want to do the gritty stuff.
Let's go back. 1 through 3. We're talking about 1 through 3. So I wanted to touch on this comment. We get it. It's nice to see a backwater planet story in the background of the larger war, but there are 3 dragging episodes, good in isolation. No. Now we see if they pay off later. So that's what I think is going on. Now, here's the difference between Tony Gilroy writing the show and everybody else that we have. I know for a fact, proof in the pudding, Tony Gilroy can write a good story that has setups and payoffs later. I know that for a fact. Now, a casual viewer or somebody who's like, who the fuck is Tony Gilroy? Or watching Andor saying, I don't know who wrote this show, might watch those 3 and go, this is boring as fuck. But I'm watching it with every little detail, every named character, thinking, how is this going to come up at some point later on? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But as I'm watching it, I have a vested interest in it because I'm like, this is going to mean something at some point later, right?
Yes.
Maybe just the fact that little scanner thing that he was trying to sell flies off and winds up in the ISB hands. Maybe that means something later. Maybe this guy getting shot means something later. So that's what I find is really keeping me in the show and really giving me a vested interest. And the most important one that I think that I got from the 3 of these was the proud ISB agent, that deputy inspector who's got this grand idea of what the what the Empire should be, and justice needs to be served. And he's got these great ideals. And then he finally goes into the field and Andor fucks him up. And he sees his friends die. These good men that he gives a speech to all get wrecked in the field. And to me, that is the perfect starting point for an Imperial officer who hates the rebellion and has a reason to. Not just because of Empire, yay. He's like, when I was in the ISB and I started out, dude, these guys are assholes. They're cunning, they're conniving, they know how to use the tools, and I fucking hate them.
Yeah, he's building up some rage there.
Yeah. I mean, look at the emotion in his face when that thing blows up. He realized he gets duped and they take off. He's just
I think he's gonna get erased, to be honest. I think that dude is
so hope you're wrong.
He's gonna be mopping the floors in the on the furthest outer rim planet away, because not only did he lose the suspect, he wasn't supposed to be there, and he lost more lives, right, than just the 2 that were supposed to be brushed under the rug. So what he was saying is like, this, we don't want the Empire to come here, right? If the Empire comes here to our security facility, we're screwed. And so he was like, let's just make this an accident and move along. And this kid lost more lives, created this whole uprising on a planet. So now the Empire has to pay
it under the rug,
right?
Yeah.
and that's exactly what Andor is talking about. He's like, they just don't want to make a fuss because no one wants to get in trouble, because everybody, even everybody from Vader down, is living in total fear, right? That's the thing about this show, is like the security officers don't want the security officers don't want the Empire to show up. Nobody wants Vader to show up, and the Vader doesn't want the Emperor to show up. So like everybody from the top down is living in fear.
Just trying not to get fucked up by the other guy.
Yeah, just trying to not get stopped by the bigger bug ahead of you, right? Like that's it. And this show really illustrates the fear that the entire galaxy is living under during this time.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I enjoyed about these 3 episodes. They were slow, yes, but for me, that's the underlining statement.
Episode 3 was not slow.
I don't think they were.
Yeah, it went by. Honestly,
They went by fast for me.
They all 3 went by fast, in my opinion. I mean, maybe it's because I was just so excited and I'm looking at like every little detail in these. I actually can't wait to rewatch it. You know, I heard a rumor that this guy actually does finally join the Empire, and all his wants and needs for justice actually turn into all he wants, because he's monitoring the Death Star laser. He just wants a railing.
Just a
right
railing.
here.
Just a single railing.
Yeah, it's
building, man. But
Actually, that's why Ryan Johnson made the sequel trilogy. Was because of the injustices for the Empire.
Right? That's what it does come down to. We have to have sympathy for them.
It was a good start to what is going to be a really good show. And honestly, I applaud Disney and Lucasfilm for having the guts to say, you know what? If we release this 1 episode at a time over 3 weeks, they're gonna hate it.
They probably would.
3 weeks,
yeah.
And let's release the first 3 episodes at once, so that whole first arc is done, and then they can, from there, there's a jumping off point. Like, everybody was really upset that it pushed, but honestly, if this is why you gave it to me all at one time to make that story the best it could be, thumbs up.
Let's have a really interesting conversation though about Star Wars content creators on YouTube right now who are covering Andor, because I saw multiple posts from multiple big time Star Wars content creators that said essentially,
it got you.
Oh, gotcha.
YouTube saw it and was like, shut up, X. There were multiple creators that were like, either A, I didn't like it, I'm not going to cover it, or B, said there's no traction with these videos, so I'm not going to make it.
Well, and it's funny because,
because I'm like, dude, if you're a Star Wars, cover it. Like, I'm sorry you don't make your $500 off the video, cover the fucking content, which I thought was interesting. But
well, and I gave Josh a pat on the back virtually, because like, I can respect if you don't like something, not covering it because you don't want to bring negativity to the channel. You don't want to drive your channel with those clicks. That's exactly what he said. And I'm like, cool. If you just want to stay positive on your stuff, and your corporate sponsors, so I'm sure your corporate sponsors don't want you saying, I hate this, it sucks, it's awful, have your words about it, but not, really push it that way. It's smart to just say, you know what, I'm not going to cover it. If you're going to crap on it, do you. I just think in that arena, it's smart to just take a step back instead of making negative.
Well, we don't talk about other content creators on this channel, but the only thing I would say is, just remain honest about things. I have found it's been extremely interesting that larger content creators, at least some of them, when something comes out, I usually find myself in the opposite camp. I don't know why. Something comes out and they're like, this show is great. And I'm like, nah, man, not really. And then I've seen a lot of the content creators who usually say that a show is great, especially the last 3, have come out and said, no, I'm not really a fan of the show. And now I'm watching it and I'm like, I think these first 3 are great episodes. I've watched them twice. I watched 3 episodes on a plane. I got home, I put them on the big screen. Watched 3 episodes when I got home on the big screen. Nice. With like the sound bar and everything. And I'm like, oh, that brings up one interesting aspect, the audio for the show. The audio is effed up on the show. Yeah, the dialogue is very quiet and the music is too loud. I watched it on 2 separate devices, and I found that the dialogue is very quiet and the music is very loud, and it makes it very tough to watch the show sometimes. So they might need to hire like a new mixer or something, because dude, the music is
issue
clapping. It was clapping.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice on.
No?
I'll talk to you on the side. I'll bring my custom home theater expertise to you.
I appreciate that, man. Come on up here, Matt Cave.
I got you
Thank you, man.
covered.
I need that.
We gotta get them vocals up.
They're like, don't worry, no, it's not
You know
Disney.
what it is,
You just
though?
retarded.
To your point, though, the dialogue overall is quiet because of the way they're speaking.
Yeah, they're
They speak in
whispering.
almost like a raspy whisper,
Yeah.
especially Cassian. But I noticed even Bix was talking like that, and it was just, watch what's up. Yeah, a lot of people will do that, throw the subtitles on. You know what? I actually turned it on was during the Canary scenes. I was curious if they would have anything.
Not a damn thing.
But nothing in there. But I believe that was done purposefully.
Oh,
Well,
100%. Yeah.
And like you said, it seems like this whole thing is supposed to be spycraft.
Yes.
Right. That's a large part of what the underlining story is these guys are whispering to each other. These guys are just, they're coming up with schemes. They're talking about things that didn't happen. Hey, remember, I was with you last night. I came over there. We need to talk about me messing up again. And we got too drunk and I passed out on your couch. Yeah. And then when you got up, and then, remember, when you got up and left, and you're here apologizing and begging for my forgiveness. Like, these conversations are very quiet because they're coming up with schemes, right? It's supposed to be quiet, right?
Yeah.
There's a spycraft to this that's really brilliant.
I totally get that, but when I'm laying in my bed at 11 o'clock at night and I have to crank it up to 54 to hear what they're saying, and then blast your shot going up, and there's shit falling everywhere, and I got to turn it down to 32 to enjoy the show, I'm like, okay, maybe we should think about,
You got to turn on night mode, man.
Yeah, aside
I don't
from
got
that,
a smart TV, okay?
I think of it like
stupid.
You think about how like Solid Snakes talks. He's just like Colonel, what the hell, Metal Gear, and he's just griggling and just like sounds like a bear.
Yeah,
like that's how these guys are talking in this show, real quiet, gritty, but I have to say, you're not the first person I've heard have some issues with the audio mixing in some not just Star Wars,
crazy.
Many Disney Plus releases. They
Really?
seem to go heavy on the music, on the soundtracks, and it starts to overshadow a lot of things, and unless you like fine-tune your system a certain way, it's going to overwhelm, especially if you're in 2-channel. It's like, wow, where'd all the voices go?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the whole espionage portion of this show is just fantastic, and I think that's
we don't
what
have it yet. We don't have the espionage.
We do. I mean, you already see them, making secrets, and he's going off planet, and he's switching out transponder codes and all this stuff because he doesn't want them to know where the ship has been. He's going places he shouldn't be. He's a wanted man right now, so he's creating a whole bunch of shit. And it is espionage, it is spycraft, it is to them, and that's how they're looking for it. They're looking for a traitor.
I just kind of get that like Goodfellas aspect. It's like, you doing small time stuff. You want to go big? You go with me.
Yeah, because he's been in it like for a while.
Come on.
I mean, he's been doing this for 20 some years. Like it's at this point, it's second nature for him to be like, oh, nobody's looking at this thing. I'm just gonna take this and put it in my pocket, and like. It's second nature to him, and then he's gonna go off with this dude he doesn't know, who's got like 100,000 credits in his pocket. He's got a lightsaber. It looks like a Mandalorian. It looks like a Mandalorian vibro like blade, right? It's got the fact that it retracts and it's pointed at the end. It looks like the defense a Mandalorian would carry against a Jedi. It was a really cool little aspect of the show. I was like, where'd he get that thing? I've never seen one of those before.
Matt Risman, can't wait to see how everyone will react to the next 3-episode arc. Long live the rebellion. What?
You must contradict yourself.
God, I miss these cutaways.
But yeah, I think this was really great to show, you have things you shouldn't that are really hard to come by. Like, how did you get this? He's like, I'll give you an extra 1,000 credits, or name your price. He's like, an extra 1,000, and he's like, ching, ching. It was like a Wayne's World moment for me.
Dude, he's just throwing credits.
No,
He was
sir.
at the penthouse. Girls were peeing all over the floor. He's like, I got money. I don't care.
Yeah, it just seems like they really pushed that. He's not worried about money, and he wants to know how he does this stuff, because you're not supposed to have that thing. I can't get that thing. Look how connected I am. Look how much money I have. Go look at my awesome stealth spaceship that we're about to go check out. Like, I got money and I can't get my hands on one of these stupid boxes. Yeah. So how the hell did you, the street rat, get your hands on this? And that's what I've enjoyed.
Yeah, it's so fascinating because Cassian kind of breaks it down for him. He's like, it's not that hard. You walk in there like you belong. They don't expect someone like me to just be among them and everything. Like, nobody cares.
I love how he said it too. He's like, I walk in there, I shit in their toilets, I piss on their food, I rape their women, I do everything I want to, and then I walk out of there. I'm like, damn, Cassian, okay.
Yeah, dude, he's very. I mean, it's he's gritty, man, and that's what I like about him. Is his moral compass is money, and finding out where his sister is.
So we haven't really gotten into the thick of it yet, and the next 3 episodes are going to be really interesting because we've gotten Bun, and then we're going to get Meat, and then we're going to get Bun again, right? So I'm interested to see where these next 3 go. I think that's going to be, he structured this very much like a movie. There's the beginning, and then there's the build-up, and I assume the next 3 are going to be the build-up, then there's the climax at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm super okay with that because
I'm thinking like the structure of the Bourne movie. Think about the first Bourne movie where you spend that first quarter with just Jason Bourne, and he's just like, I don't know what's going on. What's the deal? All of a sudden, you jump to the agency, and they're like, "Holy shit, Jason Bourne's alive!" And
oh my fucking god, it's Jason Bourne!
How is he not dead?
Yeah, so I feel like we're gonna hit that next hurdle. And we're gonna see Mon Mothma. I think we're gonna jump into seeing some Saul Guerrero.
There's so much still to even look at. We haven't even gone to Coruscant.
We haven't seen we've seen 2 named people, right? Supposedly there's 200 over the course of this thing.
We've seen a lot more than 2 named people.
Well, we got one down already. He ratted him out, and then he got killed on the steps. He's done.
Oh, and okay, can I say this? And this is one thing I'll say when sorry, not sorry. I'm glad that dude died. Snitches get stitches.
Oh, dude,
right?
he got exactly.
Snitches
and who runs at a cop? Who runs at a cop? They got guns pointed. They're like, "Don't move, or I'm going to shoot you." He's like, "I'm going to move," and like, well,
I'm sorry.
Can we also talk about the first ever bedroom action in Star Wars
and the first shit?
The first
talking about actually shitting or the actual
the word shit.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm like, wait, we saw somebody on the toilet.
I was like, we saw a toilet. Where did I miss that scene?
But yes,
I didn't even catch it. The
guy's like, shit.
Yeah, the first time I didn't even catch it, and then that lieutenant or whatever, he turns around, and he's like, shit, and I looked at my wife. I'm like, babe.
Well, and then
what? And I'm like, he said shit, and she's like,
it wasn't like Dank Farrick or it wasn't like Carabas.
No, it was shit.
It would. I think I would have enjoyed hearing like a Carabas reference. Would have been pretty awesome. But
I preferred shit.
I think it hit home better because we weren't expecting it.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, holy shit, that guy said shit.
Well, and Andor said it too. He's like, I shit in their toilets, and then you're like, you shit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the shit in the
toilet
line. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he pisses in their food. Like he did this whole. Got to write the subtitles sometimes.
Yeah, it's the audio track. If you didn't listen to that, he says that. I shit in my toilets.
It's pretty crazy. It's gritty. I love it. I love the whole feel of it. I love the whole, the looming enemy. There's not an enemy right now. There's not a big bad guy that you're gonna fight in the end. This is the
we have the scout right now. right? That's the thing that I love, is that this is a series of powder kegs. So
Yeah.
we set off a small powder keg when we shot the ISB agent, and the guys are like, we need to sweep this under the rug, and some asshole with a whole bunch of ambition is like,
tailors
no,
his uniform, right?
Yeah, we need to send everybody down there. And what happens? Another powder keg. Bam. And now the big wigs are going to be like, hey, we gotta look at something here.
Well, and can I just say how much I enjoyed? They're not rebels.
I don't think that's what I heard. Actually, Rissman, I think he said shit in their food.
I thought he said shit in their food.
I thought he said spit in their food.
He definitely said shit in their food.
I mean, I'm going to be rewatching it, but this time with subtitles because
I'm forever going to think about Andor with his pants down in front of a cafeteria, just like.
All right, all the artists out there, somebody make this meme.
Shirt.
We need a meme of Cassie and Andor spitting in their food
in an Imperial burger.
In the Coruscant combo, just.
Oh my god!
I hate you guys.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was overzealous. Even his commander was like, "Did you alter your uniform?"
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh yeah, I did it myself. I broke out the needle and thread." And
I love it, man. I love it. I love how like overzealous he is, and that's why I think, like I said again, he's gonna wind up being an imp officer who hates the rebels for a reason. Like the biggest thing I have a problem with, and so much of what Disney has done, is setting up intentions for characters. Like that was my big thing with Reva. They were like, oh, she served under the most ruthless man in the galaxy, cutting people's hands off and effing them up just for a shot at getting back at him. And I'm like, in this one, they're finally setting up realistic problems and realistic intentions for characters that make sense. I love the way that they're doing the show. I'm so happy. Like everything that I asked for, they're finally giving me, with the small exception of music and some small dialogue issues. But
I love that chief inspector. That negative value.
It's costing you to be in your house right now.
I actually love it. I think it's fascinating seeing her in that style. But
anyway.
I love that chief inspector though, and the fact that he was like right off the bat, he's like, "Look, we're not drawing attention to this. He wants to just keep things running quietly and smooth." And he literally like lays it out for him. He's like, "This is what happened. You found him like this. We're not going to do anything crazy. We don't need a parade. They just,
That's a very real world thing too. I mean, well, maybe it's not as real world as I think, but everything that we know from media, you're like the police chief that's like, just shut it down. Keep it quiet.
And I mean, even just, like I said, no one wants to see a superior. No one, because every time you see a superior, you end up worse than your life was before. And this guy's like, my life's already real bad, bro. Like, look where I am. My life is not great. I don't want to go lower. So just stop digging, and this guy just can't help. He just can't help himself.
Yeah. And look at where it got him.
Yeah. He's,
now he's got, 6 agents or God knows how many agents dead on some backwater planet. Somebody's going to take notice. And that's what I love about this setup, is that there's a reason why some dude's going to take notice or whoever is going to show up and be like, hey, we got a problem here.
Yeah.
Well, and he brings it on himself, and I think that's the part I enjoy the most, is he brings it on himself. He's told to leave it alone. You're doing great. Keep going. You're going places, kid. And
I think that's what he was thinking when he was like crying and he sees the burning car and there's like 9 dead people around it. And he's like,
and let's be honest. He's overzealous, but like most overzealous people in those kind of situations, he's a coward, right? He's the commander that shouldn't be commander.
Yeah.
Whatever ass kissing he did to get where he is, he doesn't belong on a battlefield.
And he was talking all kinds of shit to the guy that was running the ship records. He's like, if you can't do it, then somebody else. Everybody's in their high tower until their boots on the ground.
Yeah, then
I loved that too. I loved that aspect of it.
Yeah, he's just so overzealous, and he messed up, and now he's gonna pay for it, right? Nobody, not even Vader, wants to hear from his superiors. Nobody, right? That's what I love about it. It shows the true feeling of the galaxy during this time. It's supposed to feel like, I mean, the only thing worse than this is being a Wookiee or being on Kessel, right? Those are those are only two places in the galaxy I could think were worse right now, right? So it's just it's going to get interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing who they send to handle this, because I want to see that guy kind of get thrown around a little bit.
And you totally do, like you've been saying, you're getting the vibe that shit rolls downhill in the Empire, and they're just everybody's trying to mitigate how miserable they can be, and then there's like this upper echelon that doesn't get bothered unless something goes so bad. They're bothered, and when they get bothered, they're fucking mad.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute,
people are gonna die when they get mad.
I have to put down my drink to come handle something. You kids are in so much trouble,
and that's so Empire. Like that's the Empire that I know and like I want in this show. So essentially,
what if it's Krennic?
I mean, yeah, dude, it could.
What if Krennic is the one that comes to investigate?
I mean, there's
he was such a good little cocksucker in that fucking movie. He's just he's such a perfect Imperial. You know what I mean?
A young, I mean, like I said, it doesn't really matter for me. Because a lot of these, I mean, Krennic would be super young, right?
No, not. This is only 5 years before Rogue One.
What if this is like Lord Callus's real name from Rebels, and this is how he gets his promotion?
4 years, BBY, or BBY.
Yeah, this is going concurrently with Rebels.
So we're not far off.
Yeah, Krennic would be a couple of years younger.
Yeah, he'd look roughly the same.
2 years younger.
Yeah,
3 years younger.
Oh, dude, that'd be
I was saying,
I'm enjoying it.
I was saying I would like to see, not as so much as a character, but maybe just in the background when we see Bail or when we go to the Senate, I would like to see a Leia, maybe Millie Bobby Brown or somebody in a Leia costume, just walking in the background, right? Just show her being around.
That's way too young at this point.
She would be following Bail at this point, right? Learning how government works. At this point, as a teenager, as a young
dude, A New Hope is what, 1 BBY or 2 BBY, 1 or 2 year BBY,
like A New Hope.
That's what I'm saying. This is 5 years before. She's like she's like 14
years, so it'd be 3 years. So
okay, so she's 14, 15, right? So somebody.
No, Rogue One leads right up to A New Hope. It's because BBY
Rogue One
is before the Battle of Yavin. And the Battle of Yavin's A New Hope, but
this show's like what? Span 3 years
at that point.
That's what I'm saying. At this point,
17 in A New Hope.
Well, no,
or 19
she's 19. She's the same age as Luke. Right. So in this show right now, she's about 14, 15. This is about the time that Bail would start taking her with him to start learning how the Senate works.
She would be 15,
she was
16.
In Rebels. She was in Rebels as a liaison for Bail already during this time.
Oh, it's 0 BBY.
Well,
I thought there was a year. A New Hope would be 1 BBY, right?
No,
I thought there was a year.
That is the Battle of Yavin, when the first Death Star blows up.
Yeah.
That's
my God, I was thinking Andor.
You were thinking of Andor.
Fake fan.
But my point being is that Leia would be around right now.
I'm running a Star Wars channel.
It would be nice to see Leia just in the background. I'm not saying having any lines. I'm just saying, maybe Bail yelling up to the ship, hey, stay with the ship, right? And just something of that nature, just to show her presence, because we get it in Rebels, and she is actually running missions for her dad during Rebels, and this is really around the same time.
Yeah, she could have 3PO there helping out with something, and R2's doing, whatever.
I don't even want to see them interact. I just want to see him roll by in the background in his chambers, or as he leaves, see them roll up, the 2 droids and a little girl in a white dress, right? That's all I need to facilitate that desire in this show. That's all.
Because that's the thing, is like you'll catch it out of the corner of your eye, and you'll be like, oh, cool.
Right. That's all I'm saying. I just want that taste of of where people are, right? But she should be around Bale. She's running ops for Bale at this point in her career. She's got her own ship. Like, this is something that leads into her being that leader, right? Being in the moment with these rebels, right?
Yeah.
That's what she's growing up to become. Show me that in this, as Bale's building his rebellion. Show me her in the background, right?
Yep.
Not doing anything, just a background shot, just background actors with the background droids, and that would really put why she's in Rebels in A New Hope, right? Or in a new perspective. You're like, damn, she was running stuff for her dad, dang, right?
Valiant's got a point.
She's actually a lot prettier than Mad and Obsession. I'm not gonna lie. No offense to you boys, but
Yeah, you're right.
you're looking. I mean, you're looking good, but
I'm not gonna negate that.
that's the first time I've heard him been humble the whole night. He's like, I don't know about that.
Thank you.
I'm fat, bald, and old. Come on, she's definitely winning this battle.
Yeah, she's doing good. Valiant Renegade, what's up, my brother? Glad to see you here. Anyway, so yeah. Big talking points for the night. Andor has done almost everything that I've asked of Star Wars for a show. And I'm still I'm just so shocked to see so many people be like, nah, fuck the show. It's not good.
I'm not surprised, dude. This fandom couldn't agree on the original trilogy back in the day. This fandom had a problem.
No.
This
Obsession.
problem
Stop.
had a
No.
problem with the prequels.
No,
and the
we're not
original
having that
trilogy
conversation
prequels.
again. We're not
It's
having
the
that conversation.
fandom. It's
I'm
You know
going to
what
tell
it-
you. No.
You know what it is? It's the show is very different. Many people asked for different, and then we got different, and then some people no longer want
Thank
different.
you. Okay, that's okay. That's the
expectation.
conversation I'm trying to have. That's the only conversation I'm trying to have. Is that I find it very interesting that I have been crying for something, right? And I finally got what I wanted. They gave me the things that I wanted, and a lot of the people that I streamed with and talked to and had all these, wants and expectations for a show, we finally got them, and these people are like, no, it's still trash. And I'm like,
But this is how we feel.
but who's we?
Me, the royal we. This is how we feel when
The royal we?
yeah, the royal we. This is how we feel as the other side of the fandom when we like something and the
There
rest
is
of the,
no other side of the fandom. Stop
Absolutely
dividing
there
us. Stop
It's-
making division.
not a
You're
negative
fueling
thing.
division. No, there is no
I'm
division.
not
There
feeling
are
division.
only Star Wars fans. That's it.
I see division where I see division. I call a spade a spade. Just because you
make
don't want to
division.
see it that way doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? And that's it. No matter what the content is, there are voices on the opposite side of your
Content can be
perspective.
shit and
Right?
content can be good. Just
Right.
because I call the content shit and
Doesn't
you
make
call
it
it good doesn't make it either way. And just
Right.
because you call the content good and I call the shit, I did the same thing
That's
twice.
my point. But that's my point is that it doesn't matter.
It's been a bit.
It doesn't matter if it's good or not. There's always complaints, right? And
Well,
there's
of
always
course,
gonna
but
be
that doesn't mean that
complainers.
you were any different than I, and you're
Right,
saying
and
our
I-
side of the fan base.
No,
Like,
no,
there is
I'm
no
saying the
side of the
people
fan
that-
base.
the
It's just
people that
fucking Star Wars.
consistently get shit on for their opinion. Yeah, there is a side of the fandom that chooses to look at the negative side of what's coming out, and there is a side of the fandom that chooses to
Your
see the
side.
positive. No,
Right.
chooses to see the positive side of the fandom.
Where's my
Right?
side? Where's my side that can see both the good and the shit? You know where I'm at? I'm on a fucking island, okay? I have splinters in my ass from sitting on the fence because
You're-
there is shit content and good content, and it doesn't matter what I do. I either have some fans that
But
are
the
like, yes,
content is
everything
only
Disney
shit
Star
based on
Wars is
your
just fucking
expectation.
terrible, and if you like it, then you're a piece of shit. And then something comes out and it's good, and I'm like, I love this, and they're like, you're a fucking Disney shill. You're
Exactly.
horrible.
And that's what I'm saying is there's no right answer. That's what I'm saying is there's no right answer to what's good and bad because it's based on your expectations. I tend to stay more positive because I don't expect anything. I'm like, cool, give me. I did expect stuff and I lost money. And I was still positive about a show I lost money on. So
and I used that $100 on my honeymoon to buy some Cuban cigars, and thank you so much for that.
I hope it bought you lots of cheap booze on your trip, right?
No, it bought me 5 Romeo and Julietas made in Havana. So thank you very much for that.
Well, wonderful. But my point is, I should be more pissed off than anybody because I lost money, and I'm not, right? And that's all I'm saying is there's a choice that's made for each fan. And all of us are Star Wars fans and all of us are real fans, but there is a choice that's made when you're watching this stuff, and the Disney sucks mentality is very deep in the vein.
Disney does suck most of the time.
I mean, again, that's a perspective.
Mostly most of the time.
I think we're at a point where we are getting beyond the power of the Disney suck. And I think it's because Lucasfilm, specifically the Filoni side of things, have been given a lot more freedom. I love a Treebeard quote. That's
I'm
awesome.
just knife handing the fuck out of this comment right now. Side? I'm on nobody's side because no one is on my side.
Right.
Treebeard.
Yeah.
Bitches.
Treebeard is very wise.
I mean, look, it's the fandom is always been this way, and that's okay. There's the prequels were amazing to some people. They hated them, right? The sequels is very divisive, but even the OG trilogy had this problem. And so
the prequels were not approved by uncultured swine like Star Wars Santa. He's one of my extremely uncultured friends. You know what I mean? He finally got his package from Portugal yesterday. It was about time.
Oh man!
Right
yes, my uncultured friends like Star Wars Santa. He doesn't like the prequels, and there's nothing I can do about that. You know what I mean? We're just gonna have to keep trying to educate him on Star Wars and do whatever we can. And for that, I love you, buddy.
Thank you.
Quentin Lee for 20. Y'all making some good points right now. I see the poo, but I also enjoy the non-poo. Look, it's the bottom line, dude. There's going to be good shit and bad shit that comes out. And I'll be honest with you, man. We had like a solid half year of shit to me that came out. And I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of good people. I lost a lot of acquaintances because I was like, I don't like this shit. And now I finally get a good show that comes out. And I'm like, Andor. And people are like, oh, I want to be friends with you again. I'm like, bro, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, I mean, that's the thing is that, everybody's got their opinions, and it's interesting. I'm seeing a lot of people say, this is the Star Wars I've been waiting for. This is the stuff I've been waiting for. This is the feel I've been waiting for. And then there's other people that are like, F this, I'm out. Right? And you just go
He's
with
lying out of his fucking teeth right now.
You just go with what you got. The thing I enjoy is I like it when people say, if this show sucks, I'm out forever. Right. And then it does.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Right. It is like, I'm never
like, cool. See your video on Monday, brother.
I'm never watching Star Wars again. Right?
Sounds like that freaking
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Matt cracks me up every time, dude. It's great.
He laughs at it. Hardcore. Nerd Mafia for $9.99. My God, thank you so much. Quentin, by the way, thank you so much for that $20 donation, dude. You don't have to do that kind of stuff, man. Everybody here, we're just here to have a good time. Thank you guys for the donations. That's not why I'm here. But my God, I really appreciate it. I am super broke after that honeymoon. Like, super broke.
That'll do it to you every time.
So, I really appreciate it. But Nerd Mafia for $9.99 says, Disney sucks. X-Wing sucks. I mean, what? Hurry up. Take my damn money.
That was good.
Perfect.
That hurts me.
Good.
That hurts me deep down, nerd. That really hurts me, bro. But
well, look,
it's
Maximus said it best. Take what you like, ignore the stuff you don't, and move along.
How are you going to tell a Star Wars fan to ignore the stuff you don't like? How much? Okay, so look at a Marvel fan. Look at a Marvel fan compared to a Star Wars fan right now. They have a
They're mad as a dog in a hubcap factory. What are you talking about?
They have a table. They have a feast. There's 19 different stations at the buffet right now that they can pick from. We have like 2. They got cranberry sauce and freaking stuffing, and they got everything you could ever imagine. Everybody they could ever imagine. You could just whatever you want.
Oh, that's so good.
What do Star Wars fans have? One
good.
show every fucking 9 months.
Oh man, what are you talking about? People are shitting on the Phase 4. People can't wait for Ant-Man to come out.
They made a show called fucking
so that they can get out of Phase 4. And it's not just She-Hulk. The only good show that's come out of Phase 4 is Loki. Really. Falcon Winter Soldier sucked. WandaVision only got good after you had something else to watch with her involved in it. The whole Phase 4 has been trash for Marvel. You can't really say that because they're trashing on it.
Quentin showed up into my stream tonight and just started donating money like crazy. Quentin, stop. Stop, first off. But you started donations, and I'll be honest with you, man.
It's a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be.
Oh my God. Did you hit the wrong button?
Nope, that was the right one. Thank you, Quentin, so much for that. Please
It's worth some box wine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Box wine. You know, there's nothing wrong with box wine.
I don't drink box wine, but after that one, I will buy a Carlo Rossi $10 box wine, and we'll do a whole stream where I have to drink the whole box of Carlo Rossi wine.
It's going to be a saucy stream.
Yeah,
you know what the stream's going to be? The character breakdown for Admiral Holdo.
Oh my God, dude! By the end of it, you're going to be peeing in that stormtrooper helmet.
I already peed in it. Nerd Mommy with $20. My God, stop. Oh no, you broke. I did it for all the short vid responses.
Oh.
Stop.
Dude, that guy's laugh is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
We love you, Don. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Nathan's right.
Think of
Moon
the
Knight,
children.
Moon Knight, and Loki. Those were the only 2 shows that got any kind of good press during Phase 4 of Marvel. You're right.
Dude,
Everybody-
Marvel is just oh my God. The fact that anybody could defend She-Hulk for anything is mind-boggling to me.
I like She-Hulk.
Of course you do. What the fuck?
I
Listen,
gotta say,
let me-
go ahead, Matt. Go.
I have to say, because it's not that I think it's anything outstanding. It's that my wife and I are sitting here watching this goofy comedy with a superhero in it. And it's like we just shut our brains off and it's like, okay. And
That
then
was
like
the most important part that you just said. I turned my brain off and I was like,
there's no thinking this through. I'm like, okay, this is like, it's absolutely ridiculous, but we went into it knowing it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. And for 20 minutes, I'm like, all right, I giggled.
I have thoroughly enjoyed watching the fandom implode. It has been, to me, that has been so much fun to watch the Marvel fans that always have it together because their content is so amazing with the great Kevin Feige, right? And it's been awesome to watch them implode and get some content that they're like, what is this? Right? And She-Hulk, it's fun. I laugh at it because I don't take it seriously at all.
It doesn't take itself seriously.
I
Don't worry, I don't
literally looks
either.
at the camera and it's like, yeah, that was dumb.
I really enjoyed that. If you spoiler alert, push pause, fast forward 5 seconds. I really enjoyed the veneer scene in the last episode. Like that for me was just like, you may laughing at my veneers.
we're going to go ahead and continue with regularly scheduled programming on the X-Wing channel after we get these 2 goofballs out of here.
It was good. It's fun. I've been having a good time with it. I'm not taking it seriously.
You know you tried the She-Hulk filter on TikTok. Come on now.
There's a She-Hulk
Is there
filter
a-
on TikTok.
Is
You
there
haven't
really?
heard about
You should
this?
have told me that,
Front
dude.
door.
Dude, everyone's going nuts about this because they're like, it's apparently marketed like the She-Hulk filter will turn anyone hot, and people are like, no way.
I need a filter for that, man.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed the show.
You know what?
I've enjoyed watching people lose their mind a little bit with the show, and seeing all the backlash with the show. I think it's
just, you know what the problem is for me is that every strong female character that they've written pretty much for the past, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, has essentially been just an asshole.
Mm.
You know, they're like, she's strong. What does that mean? Well, when somebody talks to her, she's really fucking mean. Like,
you think Jen's
okay,
mean?
that doesn't. Who?
Do you think Jennifer Walters is mean?
She's not
Yeah,
mean.
she's a complete asshole.
Really?
Yes, she
watching the
treats
same
Bruce
character?
like she. Well, okay. Look, here's the deal. I only watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm like, I'm not watching any more of this. I don't cover Marvel. I'm not watching any more of this. The first 2 episodes, yeah, she's a complete asshole to Bruce, a complete massive genius who is also an Avenger that saved the world. She's like, you're a duck, Bruce. And he's like, look, I'm just trying to save your ass right now, okay? You literally, like, you are fucked for the rest of your life. I'm just trying to help you. And she's like, I don't want it. And then steals his Jeep, destroys his bar. Like, no, she's not a good person.
I will give you that. For the first 2 episodes, yes, she's kind of an ass, but she does kind of
Kinda.
redeem herself.
I can't wait to show up to your house, tell you you're a shitty YouTuber, and then fucking destroy your garage and be like, I'll make it better later. No, like, not a good person.
My garage is a mess. I've had it.
I'll make it more a mess, I guess. Probably. I don't even know. Nerd Mafia $9.99. Dude, stop. Please, for the love of God, stop donating. Thank you. It's good to have you guys back too. I appreciate it so much.
Ooh,
Hell was that?
Oh,
what's up?
$10 for what?
What the hell is even that?
yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it.
Marvel's got some problems. Disney
you,
has
my
some
friend.
problems with their shows. It's no lie. We're not going to get any movies until 2025.
Ugh.
So, you know, it's they got to suss out this Mandoverse first.
Mhm.
You know, and that's going to take some time over the next couple years.
Just go like this.
I keep trying to press the button to make it go back to the normal one, but it's not doing it. There it goes.
There you are. That got awkward for a moment.
Yeah. Not feeling great.
But yeah, I'm excited about Andor. There's a lot more on deck. There's a lot more that they're going to show us. So I think it's going to be fun exploring some different worlds for a change. Not spending all the time on Tatooine. You know, not spending all
I haven't
our
seen
time.
Tatooine once in
Yeah.
like 3 months. I'm so happy. I hate sand.
Yeah,
It's
they're-
everywhere.
You know, I mean, the fun thing is are we going to get some people like Admiral Akbar? Are we going to get some cool costume, Moncala?
Mm.
You know, that's the kind of stuff I'm kind of excited about, because if there's all these people involved in the rebellion, then maybe we'll get a live action Admiral Akbar, and like the costume people are just so amazing. I could see them doing that. Awesome. I mean, look what
You
they
know
did
what
in Yuga.
You know what I didn't like about Andor? The one thing I didn't like, other than the music, was they took a lot of liberty with making a couple aliens that we've not seen in the universe before, and they just basically turned them a different color and then put like a small amount of prosthetics on them. You know what I'm
what do you
talking
mean,
about?
like
So you're walking around the
Altering
street
an
and
existing?
they look like a humanoid, but they only just have like a little bit of change.
Was that lightning? Was that lightning?
Yeah. Holy crap.
No, you
What's
can't
that?
hear lightning, moron. That was thunder.
That sounded like a tree strike
Dude,
to me.
something just
That was amazing.
just
That was
exploded outside.
from the natural.
Quentin Lee with another $10 holla, man. You gotta stop. Fine. All right, we're bringing you on this week. We're bringing Quentin on. You know, I did a podcast with Quentin. It was one of the most amazing conversations I've ever had with another human. It was beautiful because we got into race. We talked about race for a hot minute, and it never got weird. It was one of the most beautiful conversations
nice.
I've ever had. Quentin Lee, we got to have you on here. I
That's the man.
appreciate you. Thank you so much. Dude, Q's got a great podcast. He's got a lot of really good people on there. But thank you, Q. We're going to get you over here.
Thank you.
I will tell you so I went to what's it called?
Yo, your house is gonna get
you gonna
struck
be all
by
right, bro?
lightning, dude.
Yo, I'm watching this shit.
Out the window.
Oh my god.
Did Matt Cave just swear?
Yo, I think I'm gonna die.
Well, you're gonna die famous.
Uh,
Woo!
You're
That's
gonna die-
hitting, like,
hey, if you do it live on stream, we can
nearby.
clip it forever. That's
Oh,
awesome.
Which race? NASCAR? What?
No.
I don't even know what that means.
He's at.
Quinn Lee becoming a boomer?
He's referring to what race you were talking about with Quinn. That's what he was talking about. He was making it funny.
Formula
Oh,
One, NASCAR.
That was not a good
Formula
joke,
One,
Ronnie.
NASCAR,
Shut up, Ronnie.
FIH.
The Don with another 10. Jesus, how much I got to pay to get back on Boomer Counts? You don't have to pay a dime. Jesus Christmas. Now I got to play the video again.
Thank you.
Question should be how many kids I got to kill to get back on Boomer. All right, let me find this guy. He wants to come on. He wants to come on. All right. Christmas criminy.
Holy crimey.
How much you got to pay? Make it another 175, and you got a spot. Yeah, get on that. Yeah, $175.
$30.
$175.
$1 million.
I take like 275 grand. You got a spot. How about that? I'm just kidding.
You can make it one of your perks.
There should be a Patreon, 275 grand yearly to get on the Boomer Council.
Jeez.
I like that. I'll waive your guys' fees, but anybody else that wants to get on. And we have our first donor, 275 grand. Oh my God.
So much. Hey, weren't you just doing a House of Dragon stream?
I mean, your t-shirt says you want a party. I didn't know you wanted a party that bad.
I want to
Didn't
party
you
like
just
it's
finish the hot
1985, brother.
Did you actually
Wow.
watch the Hot D, or did you just stream about it? Was it a live watch party for the Hot D?
we
You saw
finished
my
it
hot
up.
D.
We finished it up, and I was getting a ton of viewers. I wanted to go click over to YouTube, and I see X-Wings on, and then me and Quentin are just like, we're sitting in the chat and stream right afterward. We're like, oh, let's fuck with him real quick. We've been sitting in there watching you the whole time. We're like, oh, I'm doing another one.
All right, final offer: 300 grand and at least 2 Hereforders.
You're gonna have to include at least one duck. That's the hook. Is it's
I
gotta
don't
be
want a
one
duck.
Yeah, I know you do want a duck.
No, I don't want a duck.
They're delicious.
No, keep the duck. I'll take the 2 cattle though. For sure.
There you go.
Those
I'm
things
not
are
gonna lie. I
expensive.
have no idea what the fuck you guys been talking about.
All right, what do you want, nerd?
I just want to pop in and say hi. Let's fucking around.
Fucking useless interruption. The fuck was that?
The fuck happened?
You got something to say or no?
Of course he does.
Fuck out of here.
The most epic pop-in of all time.
Right?
You have anything to say?
Jimmy,
No.
Christmas can't take you kids anywhere.
Useless. I'm trying to run a show here.
Oh my god, my face is hurting.
Bro, it's been an interesting one.
It's been a long stream too. My God, he's still sitting back there laughing. Just
That's fantastic.
Oh god.
Who did complete total waste 275 grand. I'm good for like another 6 years off of that, man. Thank you though. I
Great.
appreciate it.
Welcome back.
Back to YouTube. Darth Bayou. Oh my God, my brother
Bayou.
Austin.
I haven't
It
seen
is
him
so good to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing okay. Glad to see you back, buddy. Hope you and the missus had a blast. We did. I'm gonna do a. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I have that other weird channel, Stash Render. I'm gonna do like a slideshow. I'm gonna make a slideshow and I'm
Nice.
gonna put it over there. Because whatever,
Yeah, man, do it.
Whatever.
That's good stuff.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got to do the thing.
Thank you.
Sound like I'm worried I'm going to get struck by lightning right at that moment.
That would be amazing timing.
Thank you,
of the
Austin.
universe.
Love you, buddy.
Oh, man.
Nope.
They were
Nope.
not. They
Add
were
some
not.
zeros.
He did not say 275,000 pesos.
Add some zeros, buddy. Just
Republic
add
credits?
some zeros.
Republic
I
credits
need-
don't work on me.
Need
Only
something
money.
real. Anyway, all right. Let's end this beezy. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. It's my first stream back. I appreciate it so much. I feel like we got some good stuff covered on Andor. Got some good conversation. We got some stuff to look forward to with the next 3. I am not going to be a watch party guy for Andor.
Just watch it on your own. Absorb it.
Yeah, I'm
enjoy
gonna
it.
watch it. I'm gonna enjoy it by myself. Don't take this personally, Chad. I don't want to watch Chad. I don't want to see other people's faces. I just want to watch it. I want to enjoy it, and then I'll give you my raw opinion before I sit and I watch anybody else's YouTube video, because I want this to be genuine and tell you guys what I think. Because personally, right now, I'm really enjoying the show. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's finally like I said, I don't know how many times on the stream, what I finally asked of Star Wars they're giving to us. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to your guys' content. If you would like to, there are some links down in the chat below if you want to find the Mac Cave with the Star Wars obsession and enjoy all of their beautiful content. Not only for Star Wars, but obviously Mac Cave is a wonderful, wonderful gaming content creator as well. So please go. If you enjoyed this show, you're going to enjoy all of their content. Get down there, like, subscribe, do all of the things that you have to do when it comes to YouTube. And Kay is finally going to end it. I'm cheap, but congratulations, X-Wing. I missed you. Kay, we miss you too. Thank you for being here tonight. And $2 is not cheap. Anything anybody does, even just being here chatting, I appreciate like crazy. I was a little afraid I was going to show up tonight and there was going to be like one person watching and be like, "You quit, man. We thought you were gone." I'm like, "I've been gone for 2 weeks. Fuck." But just glad seeing everybody here tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you, Kay. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Obsession. Thank you, Matt Cave. What a wonderful, wonderful night it has been. And expect to see some more boomers if these wonderful gentlemen will grace us with their presence again. So have a good night. I will see you guys after the next 3 episodes for another Boomer Council. And have a good night. We'll see you later. And may the Force be with you all.